Hey, family, Dwayne Johnson here. Just want to kind of give you a quick update. Stuff that's been happening. As I say, with the insurance industry, there's always something new, and you never know it. All these different diseases that they're coming up with. The greatest part about it is being able to kind of cover everybody, and make sure their families are taken care of. That's great. Before I start today, I got an investment tip that I want to throw at you at the end of this last couple minutes. So stick around with me. It's going to blow you away. Investment tip. Hey, like I said, just got back today. I went to a couple's house that I wrote an insurance policy for about a year ago. Now, one of the first things that I do, or the ending things, once I actually get the policy submitted, I'll always say, do you have your mother, father, sister, brother, anybody in your family, that people that you love that need an insurance policy? Because ultimately, you don't want to have to pay to bury your family. So if they've got policies, they're good to go. So the husband had me call his mom, dad. So we had him on speakerphone. Dad answers the phone. They're both in their mid 60s, mid to late 60s. And dad's like, hey, insurance guy, I've got a policy for about $150,000. Say the $150,000, me and my wife are both good to go. So of course the question that comes to me is it 100,000 or is it 150,000? But I could tell just by talking to him, he's had that like, we're good to go. We don't need any additional insurance. Take that stuff somewhere else there, insurance fella. So being me, I said, okay, fine, thank you, sir. I just wanted to ask. So kind of things went around. The couple actually called me yesterday and says, hey, Dwayne, can you drop by the house? I said, well, what happened? He's like, well, my mom died. A lot of stuff's going on. We're having issues as far as with the insurance company. Can you drop by? I said, okay, fine, I'll drop by. They question they had was, looking at the insurance policy itself. So I said, I'm glad to. So we sit down, I looked at the policy, and I said, what's wrong? They said, they're saying they're not going to pay because she's got an accident-only insurance. And okay, so I'm looking at it, and true enough, that's what they had. They've gotten a policy. They saw somebody send them in the mail, and it was an accident only. And he's thinking they got $150,000 policy, again, the husband, and they had nothing. So really looking at this, and I'm like, my mouth goes over, and it's really all I can really say to him then is, hey, Dad, you really need to get a policy that covers you, so in case something does happen, you got money now. So they're thinking now, how do we bury her? All this, miscellaneous bills that they may have. The house is really in an uproar. And the sad part is I really had nothing I could do to help them. Nothing, because of course, as I call it, those TV policies, those are mail out policies, things where they're just mailing out to a whole lot of people. They're trying to get as many people to come in for a really low price. And sometimes a low price insurance policy is just that, a low price insurance, because they'll use companies that have only been around for a day, and they probably won't last for a day. And as you put your money and everything into it, the company folds up. What do you have? And that's why a lot of people don't get it. And they see this stuff on TV and they think, well, hey, I can get $1 million for $10, $9, $10. And, I come to them and say, well, hey, it's going to cost a little more than that. They get, well, no, I need to shop around. I said, but, ultimately the companies that I deal with, we're all A-rated. So that is, you get a cheap insurance policy. And sometimes that's what you get, cheap insurance. Make sure you have what you think you have. So, as I said for you guys, I don't try to keep you here too long. And my insurance tip of the day: if you have a family member in their mid 70s, in their 70s anywhere, and of course, if you think and look at the rest of the family, most of them pass away by the time they're 80. So think about this now: family member, 70s, you get a $300,000 policy on that person. Now, don't get morbid and think you want to knock them off, but you get a $300,000 policy on that person. Cost you maybe, we'll say $500 a month. So if you paid $500 a month, and we'll say they lived 10 years, we'll throw that in there on the long side, 10 years. You've paid $60,000 on a $300,000 policy. Again, let me say that, $60,000 on a tax-free $300,000 policy. Now, again, whether they lived on 5, 6, 8, 10, 12 years, $60,000, you made a $240,000 increase on that. Now, again, as I said, I'm not saying get a policy on your mom, get that mom, dad, throw mama from the train, knock them off just to get paid. But this is a reality of life that people do pass away. And why not make an increase on it being smart? So again, this is Dwayne Johnson saying, hey, I'm your insurance guy. Talk to me. If you don't have a policy, get with me. We'll see what we can do for you. Again, this is Dwayne Johnson. Thanks.